Today is August 8th. It's the Ocho. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Brought to you by Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. Rammer, the Cardinals, on a much-needed two-game winning streak, going for the sweep today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Playing a team that's in a similar position to them. They came in about similar records. And the Cardinals doing really kind of the small things so far to win these first two games.
Yeah, so far, the thing that was better about last night than even the win before was the strikeout walk ratio by the hitters. On-base percentages have to go up, and maybe even more importantly, honestly, is hitting with runners in scoring position. It's been a bane to the existence of this team from the very beginning of the year, and it kind of continues. But if they can do enough to win, but that's what they got to get better at, driving in runs.
They will face Shane Baz tonight. Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Cardinals. And here is what those lineups look like. Mason Wynn leads off for the Cardinals. He's at short. Alec Burleson is DHing. Wilson Contreras catching. Nolan Arenado at third. Brendan Donovan in left. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Lars Nootbaar in right. Nolan Gorman at second. And Victor Scott, the second, is in center field. For the Rays, Yandy Diaz leads off and plays first. Brandon Lowell is at second. Christopher Morel DHs. Josh Lowell is in left. Dylan Carlson in right. Ben Rortved is behind the plate. Johnny DeLuca is in center. Taylor Walls is at short. And Curtis Mead is at third. With the right now, with the injury to Ciani, we're seeing a lot more Victor Scott out in center field, and now seeing Brendan Donovan out in left. It feels like the Cardinals shifted back to maybe not having. It's the lineup isn't as consistent, I feel like, as it once was. It still feels like they aren't confident with what to do with Nolan Gorman right now and how often to play him. Well,
and moreover, what to do with Goldschmidt. And I'm disappointed that Pham's not in there. Did I miss that?
He's not in the lineup tonight. No.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the pitcher hitter matchups and some of those things. Ollie's going almost strictly lefty righty matchups. I just think Pham has given him such a spark. I hate to see him sit, more than once a week or so. I think they need Tommy in there. But if it works, it works. We'll know in a few hours.
And what's funny, you mentioned that Tommy Pham, actually one of two St. Louis Cardinals that actually has faced Shane Baz in his career. And Pham in that is 1 for 2 with a 2,000 OPS. So I'm guessing he doubled off of him in that in that case.
I say, I wouldn't. I'd want to ride that hot hand. Because you're at a point in the year, usually you think about these kinds of things in September, but there's too many teams to try and climb over, even now in August. And I just got to go with the hot hands every night. And unless you saw, and again, they have more information than we do, but unless they saw something in Tommy Pham where you go, yeah, let's sit him out again, I got to play the guy.
You mentioned the hot hand, and we've seen Victor Scott he was off to just one of the worst starts that you could imagine to an MLB career when they started him in April and
almost Jackson Holiday like.
You know what, Rammer? That's exactly where I'm going with that.
Really?
I have up on my screen Jackson Holiday's game log for the for 2024 because I wanted to bring this up to you and talk about Jackson Holiday since he has been recalled by the Baltimore Orioles. 7 games, 4 home runs, a batting average of .375 with an OPS of 1.361. Jackson Holiday has just come back to Major League Baseball and has been on fire. And I see this And it makes me want to see Jordan Walker back with the Cardinals so bad to see what he can do given another chance in this lineup.
Yeah, I think he will be back in September. Probably. Yeah, if you brought him up now, you really wouldn't have a spot for him every day. So I think keeping him at AAA playing every day is to his benefit.
I mean, this is where the Paul Goldschmidt issue comes into play then, because Jordan Walker, if he comes back up, could have a spot for a week if you wanted. If you wanted to put him out there in right field and put Lars Nootbaar in center and have Alec Burleson play first or have Jordan Walker DH. And it is very feasible to have Jordan Walker in the lineup every day if you take a step back from having Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup every day.
Well, here's though they brought up Scott because they realized or they decided that defense in center field was paramount because they tried a half a dozen different guys over the last 2 seasons and it always came back to bite them. And then they got Scott and then they kind of fell into the Ciani deal. And when Ciani went down, they realized how important defense was up the middle. And so that sort of complicates your equation a little bit. And I would say if you wanted to then have a platoon of Gorman and Goldschmidt, then I think you're onto something. But, you take those guys out, put Walker in. Is he ready for that? It's a little bit of a gamble. I don't know. I don't know that I would do that right now.
Cardinals will start a 2-game series tomorrow night, just Friday and Saturday. Cardinals are off Sunday. They will head to Kansas City, and we will talk about that on tomorrow's show. Bobby Witt Jr. putting together an MVP-type season right now in the American League in just his 2nd season of Major League Ball. But around the rest of MLB today, it was announced earlier this morning. It was announced the White Sox dismissed Pedro Grifol, their manager. Right now, the White Sox Rammer with a record of 28-89. They are 61 games under 500 with about 7 weeks left to go in the baseball season. Whew. I know it's not entirely his fault.
You could win the rest of your games and be under 500.
Yeah. Are they officially eliminated from postseason play right now?
They should. I don't know how they wouldn't be because they can't get to 500.
Right. 36 and a half games back of the wild card right now, Rammer. So I guess technically that's where it is. That's where it is. Yeah.
So if they win the rest of their games,
right,
you're saying there's a chance.
I mean, they probably need Danny Glover in the as the interim manager right now with Tony Danza on the mound and Joseph Gordon-Levitt just kind of standing there behind the dugout, waving his arms back and forth, calling for Christopher Lloyd and friends to come and help him out. That's about the only chance they have at this point.
That's right where they are. What's interesting is when they brought when they signed the manager, I wonder what they thought was going to happen. Again, I'm not blaming on him. Nobody can survive that record. But with the roster they had, and maybe it was just the sort of the overall conditions around the club in that there's some terrific young talent, yet they couldn't get it going. And then this year, nobody performed. And I guess if you're the top guy, you're going to have to take the fall on that. It's sad to see, but I mean, that's just it's just awful. There's nothing to say about it.
To give another movie reference, I saw somebody on Twitter say that the White Sox should put up a nude portrait of Jerry Reinsdorf in the
Yes.
locker room and put pieces onto it every win they get the remainder of the season to help motivate them to
That's good.
games.
That's a good one. I like it.
All right, we will be back tomorrow to preview Cardinals and Royals 2-game series, the I-70 series out in Kansas City. Until then, we want to remind you we're brought to you each and every day by Munganat St. Louis Acura and also Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Give them a call, 314-212-1500, or go online to royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks, member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Talk to you next time right here on Daily Cards Live.
Munganat St. Louis Acura is making room for the 2025 MDX, so that means great deals for you on the 2024 MDX. We have over 100 2024 MDX models in stock, and you get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 60 months. Or you can lease a new MDX for just $559 per month for 36 months. Or get the MDX technology model for just $589 per month for 36 months. Munganat St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.